Hi friends, it's Melanie with Melanie Smith Stamps. Today we are playing with Spellbinders Timeless collection. This is a very dainty, feminine, and what I would say elegant collection. And that is why I am naming this Elegant Cards. So I want to show you my twist on elegance. And I learned a lot of these little tips from when I was with the Heartfelt design team. I really loved layering dies and adding florals and things like that. But also, elegance can be clean and simple. It can be adding details and sometimes not adding details. So I've got 2 extra bonus cards showing you other ways to use these products, but today we are going to focus on 2 of these items, but let me show you the other 3 items in the collection first. This is the Timeless Heart Borders, and it's a 2-piece or 3-piece die set because it has the top die and then it has 2 individual borders. So you can use them all together, or you can cut just this side or cut just this side on the edge of your card, which gives this very much more versatility. Here you could see it here in detail. So you have this gorgeous piece, which is the piece we're going to use in the sample that I show you. And then you have even more options with these 2 pieces here. This here you'll see in a sample as well, the Timeless Duo. And these are corner dies or kind of edger dies. It can kind of frame your sentiments or kind of hug a focal point. And they can be used by themselves. They can be used in conjunction with each other. Or like we're going to be using them where we're going to layer them on top of each other, which I will show you in more depth as we go along. And here's the size of those for just reference. They're very, very intricate and swirly, and I just love that. Now we have 2 BetterPress sentiment sets, which I am in love with. The script on these is very romantic, and the sentiments are really nice. This one says, "Here's to beautiful beginnings and happy ever afters. Your friendship means the world. Your kindness means everything." And I love a sentence with kindness in it. "Congratulations to you. I think you're pretty great. Best wishes today and always. And just wanted to say thanks." This one is called New Beginnings Timeless Sentiments. And there's 7 press plates. And that's the sizing of those. We have this one here, this really long one here at the bottom of one of our samples. And another one, I believe, in one of our other samples. I believe it's Best Wishes. And then these last 2 products are what we're going to work with today. This is the Timeless 5x7 card creator. Now, a lot of people have been asking for more 5x7 products. This is your chance to grab one up. I would not be surprised if this one is selling like hotcakes. It is gorgeous. I mean, just gorgeous. It gives you the card base in the background here. Then it gives you these 2 framing intricate dies here on either side. It gives you the center circle, which has like a little pierced detail around it. Then it gives you this gorgeous intricate piece on top, and then the label. Now the label matches all of these sentiments. These sentiments are the Always You sentiments, and they say, "Happy birthday to you, sending you congrats with sincere sympathy. Thinking of you always. Thanks for everything. It was always you. Best wishes. And the best is yet to come." So we are going to be using these 2 in today's card project. So let me just pull these products over and we will jump into this. So I've got everything die cut here. got all of our pieces. I've already hot foiled the sentiment. So I used the With Sincere Sympathy, and I cut a second one out of silver foil. So what we're going to do with this is grab our shears and cut this baby in half. This is a little trick I used when I do not have a die to frame my sentiments with, or my frames with, like this. I'm going to put a little bit on there, and then I'm just going to bring it down like this, like so, and give it just that little peekaboo of foil right there. See that? Then I'm going to do the same thing with the top piece. And just give or take, try to get it as close to the same edge amount as you can on the top one or on the bottom one, so they are coordinating. And since it's on foil, it will move for a little bit. So okay, and then if you see anything on the edges still showing, you can always trim a little of this off. If it, you know, shows right there, you can trim just a little bit of that off, but there is your sentiment. See that? And it's got that silver rim, so it looks like it's bordered. And that just helps your sentiment just stick out a little bit more. So then we're going to take these and we're going to be layering these on top of each other. And then we're going to pop that up in the center for a coordinating look. Now, before we get into that, let's just make this card base real quick. Now, you've seen this in other videos. Just going to go ahead and do this at about a ½ inch, maybe. There we go. I just keep my scoreboard in a little shelf right behind me. Score that both directions, because you're going to be folding it back and forth, as that is your hinge for your card base. Now I'm going to go ahead and just put glue on my hinge. And you can do this with any shaped card. You could also put this actual background piece, you could have put this piece here right onto a 5x7 card, rectangle card, if you wanted to. But I just thought it would be even more elegant if we stuck to this shape for our finished card. So I'm just going to glue that right there. Make sure the sides are lined up really well so that all the layers line up really well. Make sure that doesn't glue anywhere we don't want it to. Go ahead and give it a good press. There, my Teflon bone folder. Okay, and then we'll set that off. See, so you have no seal or no impression there on that side. The hinge is in the back. So then we can just go ahead and put this right on top, and then none of that shows from the front. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here, and then we'll just set this over to the side and let it dry. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is actually glue the white on top of the silver. Now, you can do it the other way. If you like the look and you want more bling, you can glue these on top of each other with the silver peeking out, or the white peeking out like this. Because I'm just going to offset these a little bit, and you're going to have that kind of look. But I'm wanting a more delicate look for this, because this is a sympathy card. So I'm going with the soft blue cloudy background here. And then I wanted a really soft outside. And I thought this would be perfect for a sympathy card. So I'm going for this look right here. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to glue these together. And I'm going to use this detailed glue and just kind of put dots around as I'm going. And that's what I like about this, is that you have real control over where those dots are going. I've also put Nouveau glue in this because it has a longer dry time. And I have Barely Art glue as well for other things, and it has a shorter dry period. So I like to use Nouveau when it's going to take me a while to glue like this, because it takes me a while to get these dots on here. And to me, the other ones don't dry up by the time I get to the other side, which I was having happen with my Barely Art. So, you know, there's different glues for different reasons, and I love them both for different reasons. So you'll see me use them interchangeably for different things. You know, Nouveau comes out of the bottle quicker, so a lot of times I'll grab that for big backgrounds, or sometimes it's just closest. One is closer than the other one. So, you know, but I love both glues. They're both really good. I don't think you can go wrong with them. Okay, so you get all your little dots of glue on here. And then we're just going to offset this just slightly over your silver layer. And I always offset it just slightly to the right. It's just what I've always done. You can do it up, down, left, right. It doesn't really matter. I just try to stay consistent is what I recommend. But I've just always done it a little bit to the right. And that's all you do. It just lays right down there. You just start it and there you go. And I just love how those little dots of glue just work perfectly. So now you're going to do that again. And then you're going to glue it in place just like so. And then you're going to do that as well on this side and do that again. And then we're going to do that one more time with this one. But before we glue it down, we'll have the center, which is yellow. And then we're going to put it on here like so. So I'm going to just start gluing some of these items, and I'll probably speed this along a little bit for you so you don't have to sit and wait for all of this gluing. And then we will put the card together and finish the sentiment. Okay, as I am finishing this last piece, I wanted to show you that I'm actually doing a little more than dots on this bottom. This is the bottom of the two pieces that are put together that I'm going to now hook to the card base itself. And I am putting a little extra glue on this because it's thicker, it's more substantial now that it's glued together. And I just think it can withstand more glue, and it's also not as flimsy, so it's easier to put more glue. But it's still, with this glue bottle, it still isn't a thick line of glue. It's still little droplets. So I can easily do this and not over flood it with glue to where it's going to come out all the sides. But this is thicker. These lines are thicker because they're doubled and they're offset. So you can get away with doing a little bit more because of that thickness. So I'm getting to the end here, and then I'll show you lining it up, and we will then glue the center in place once both sides are in place. I already have the first side glued down, And then we will be on the home stretch. Okay, looks good. Now for this, all of these little details fit nicely right in these edges. It is made for this die. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So you're just looking at this edge here, and you just put it in where that just hugs it. And look how beautifully it lines up in the center when you do that. It is a no-brainer. And it's just gorgeous the way it lines up beautifully. Isn't that just gorgeous? But all you're doing is lining up these lines along the way. And it just is so pretty. Having the double with the silver underneath just gives it a stepped up elegance that takes your breath away. I mean, and then this pattern paper that I have underneath also is perfect for sympathy. It's this very subtle clouds. And the paper I'm using today is from the P13 Hello Summer collection. I actually purchased it on the scrapbook.com website. And it is available there and a cherry on top. And I can leave both of those links down below. So if you're shopping at either of those websites, you can pick it up if you're interested. But I am going to, let's make sure I have the bottom of the card. Okay. So now notice there's a little stain right there. So let me just go ahead and erase that right off that white. It comes off really easy. I was wax sealing before here, and I think I have a little of the soot on my table. So, okay, so now I'm going to place this right here in the center, like so. And I went with blue and yellow because it's such a pretty color combination. And it's so soothing, too, when it's in these pastel colors. So I'm going to set this right down here in the center. Let me look at it straight on. Pull it down just a tad. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I just love the texture. It's just so elegant. There we go. And then we have our little sentiment that we made previously, and it's going to nestle right down in there with sincere sympathy. Now I'm going to put, let's see, let me grab my, let me see how thick these would make it. I want to see how thick. Before I commit to this, let me just cut a stack of these and put it underneath. I might not want to pop these up. Let me see. There's nothing wrong with testing it. Yeah, I think that would be too high. I think I'm going to put it, I think because of all of this, I think I'm going to just nestle it down in there. I think that's just too high for me. So I'm going to leave that off, and I'm going to go ahead and let this double paper be the little bit of lift that I was looking for. Because remember, I have this silver paper under here, so it gives it a little lift already. And this sits right down in here. Get it right where I want it. Nestled right down there. And then I can just press a little bit. Oh, the sentiment in there is just gorgeous. Oh, it's perfect. Look how lovely that turned out. Isn't that beautiful? I am just loving that. Who would not appreciate that after a loss in the family with sincere sympathy? I know we don't want to give cards like this, but it's hard. It's a hard time, but this would just be well received, I think. So let me show you my other two cards, and then you can tell me what you think about this collection. because I am really loving it. Now, the first card is a clean and simple, but still very elegant. I've used an embossing folder and embossed a portion of the front of the card. I used the heart border here, and then I better pressed down here and used the coordinating essential cardstock here. This is the Velvet Rose cardstock, and this is the Garnet, I believe, BetterPress ink, and they coordinate perfectly. So I thought that turned out really lovely, and that's, like I said, the 3D embossing folder. It's actually, if you're interested, the Beautiful Blooms embossing folder. It's from my stash. It's a really older one, but it is a goodie, and it definitely went with the elegant feel of that card. Now, for an even stepped up version, here is a congratulations to you card. So I was thinking more on the line of wedding here, or even graduation. This could even go to graduation, saying congratulations, or any other big event in somebody's life. Now here is those corner or edger dies, and this is what I meant when I said bordering or framing a sentiment. All of the sentiments in that one set, except for this one, because it was really long. I think this was really meant for a 5x7, the width of this. But all of the other ones fit in between here. So it's really nice to see how they meant for these to go with this. Now I chose to die cut this because I wanted it to stand out from the background papers. Now these are all the same collection of papers, and I just coordinated all of my colors, even my flowers, to match the paper. And I used these to frame my sentiment, which I did foil instead of BetterPress. Then I used those same heart borders back here. I did the same thing where I layered the two colors. And then I used some of Simon Hurley's flowers from one of his sets as decoration. So there is that one, and that's congratulations to you. So I have my sympathy, I have my here's to beautiful beginnings and happy ever afters for a wedding, and then I have congratulations to you. So which one is your favorite, and what do you think of this collection? It's a very new look for Spellbinders, and it reminds me a lot of Becca Feekin collections, which is exciting because I've missed her designs in Spellbinders on the Spellbinders website. So this really gave me that kind of vibe, and I really look forward and hope that they come out with more like this, because this has been really fun designing with. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like and subscribe. And if you need anything or curious about any of these products, the links are down below, and using those links does support my channel. So thank you so much for doing so, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, my friends.